to you by With Him Moreland Construction and Services LLC. If you have any housing projects which include an interior or an exterior remodel, if you need a brand new roof, if you need any electrical services or just anything around the house, don't tackle on that house project by yourself. Give these guys a call at 501-326-4533. They will also include a free inspection upon arrival. Also brought to you by Superior RV in Conway, Arkansas. Get pre-qualified for an RV within seconds. No effect on your credit score. No need for a social security number or date of birth. Give these guys a call at 501-214-8153 or visit their website at rvbestbuy.com. Also, support our other sponsors here. They work hard to make sure that our page is running, which in return keeps you guys safe during the big events, severe and winter weather alike. If you need additional business, if you have a small business or a big business, give us an email at info@arkansasweatherwatchers.org.
Well, good afternoon, Arkansas. This is Derek here with y'all again. Again, it's been a very nice, mild day across much of the state, especially very, very nice considering the past couple of days around Christmas, where we dealt with a lot of rainfall and cooler air around the state. It's currently 70 down in Texarkana, 68 in Magnolia, 66 in El Dorado, 69 across, and 64 over in Lake Village. This is going to be an area that we're going to be really honing in on as we head into the next 24 hours or so, especially throughout the day on your Saturday. Of course, coming in here, 58 in Mena, 61 in the metro, and of course up in the 50s in the Ozarks, where we're not really expecting much in the way of more than rainfall as we head into your Saturday. Speaking of the Saturday, around the state, of course, we are going to be dealing with the widespread rainfall coming back in, especially late Saturday morning into the afternoon, lasting through much of the evening hours. An additional 1 to 2 inches can't be ruled out, possibly as high as 3 or 4 inches. We will have to watch out for flash flooding once again across the state, because that's going to be a lot of rainfall falling on saturated grounds once again. That's going to be a big thing, especially for our areas west of I-30, north of I-40, places like Mena and Little Rock, Jonesboro, up towards the Fayetteville area, Harrison, places like that, north of where your warm air and your best instability will be. Speaking of instability and warm air, we will be watching that threat for severe storms on your Saturday as well, especially across parts of southern Arkansas, where our greatest dynamics are going to be in place. As we've talked about for several days, this has been an area of concern, especially for the threat for damage to wind, large hail, and a few isolated tornadoes as well. That tornado risk could be greater, especially across parts of Union County, Ashley County, Chico County, maybe parts of Drew County and DeShay County as well, especially on Saturday afternoon. As we get beyond Saturday, we head back to that wintertime pattern, much calmer, quieter weather, at least for the near term as we end 2024 and start 2025. We could be watching out for those colder temperatures coming in beyond as we head into next weekend and into the new school semester starting. We may be looking at a little bit more than just, say, cold air coming into place. But obviously, first and foremost, everything is pretty much involved around that Saturday time frame. Again, overall risk for your Saturday does affect those of us in the southeastern two-thirds of the state. Our level 1 risk, we're looking for maybe a isolated strong to severe storm, damaging winds, or large hail would be the main threat here, especially across places like Dequay and Mena, over towards Hot Springs and Little Rock, Jonesboro, Blytheville, places like that. Now, as you head down towards places along south of I-30, south of I-40, places like Texarkana, Hope, Pine Bluff, Helena, Monticello, El Dorado, and Magnolia, we have a level 2 risk. So this means we are expecting a few more severe storms. Again, not as widespread as what we could see in Mississippi and Louisiana tomorrow. But again, that possibility is there for damaging winds, large hail, and of course a few isolated tornadoes as well. Now, for our folks in Ashland and Chico County, Crossett, Lake Village, Hamburg, Eudora, places like that. That's where we're going to be talking about that level 3 risk, where we could see a few more widespread severe storms, especially across parts of the southeastern corner of the state, and that's where we're going to be watching for that possibility of strong tornadoes as well. Now, that being said, anywhere in these risk areas could see that threat for tornadoes tomorrow. However, the greatest risk is going to be across southern Arkansas in your level 2 and level 3 risk. This could get started relatively early in the day. We're talking 11 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, with all this activity pushing through and being out of the state before midnight tomorrow night. So once this moves through, we are done with severe weather for several days across the state. Now, that being said, warm front placement is going to be key on this severe setup. If the warm front moves further north in the state tomorrow morning, like where they're kind of expecting it to end up where your level 2 rich and south is, then we could be talking about a greater severe threat. If your warm front stays south of the state, then similar to what we saw on your Thursday, we won't see much in the way of severe weather, just a lot of heavy rains and high winds across much of the state. Now, that being said, we do have a significant tornado risk across the state. Again, this is as of the update from noon today. We will have a new update in the morning going over all the latest information, but this is as of today. So as of right now, the greatest threat for those significant tornadoes, again, we are talking EF2 plus, is across Ashley and Chico counties. Now, this is not saying that no one except for these two counties will see the potential for a tornado or two. Anywhere in these risk areas, we'll have a chance to see severe weather, but the greatest risk does involve south of that warm front. And of course, obviously, the closer you get to Mississippi and Louisiana, the greatest those risks will be. That being said, our places, in Union County, Columbia County, Lafayette County, Middle County, anywhere along the southern border, El Dorado, Magnolia, Falk, areas like that, we still got to watch for that possibility, because anything that comes out of Louisiana tomorrow will still pose that risk of severe weather, including tornadoes. Now, the overall tornado risk is lower, but we do have a level 1 risk across much of the state, especially for our folks in like Texarkana, Hope, Arkadelphia, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Blytheville. I think the northern edge of this may come a little bit further south, especially as we head into tomorrow. But again, lack of rainfall, we could see this come further north. More rainfall, we could see a shift further south. Again, everything is going to be dependent on how far north that warm front gets in the morning, ahead of our system coming out of Oklahoma and Texas tomorrow afternoon. Again, timing could start as early as 11 o'clock, late as 10 p.m. Again, that 10 p.m. time frame will be closer to the Mississippi. I do think most of us will be out of here by the time we get to the 8 or 9 p.m. time frame tomorrow night. Again, that level 2 risk does exist for Ashley and Chico counties. Level 1 risk, again, isolated tornadoes, with the greater risk being across Portsmouth, Texarkana, Camden, Pine Bluff, Stuttgart, Helena, and Point South tomorrow. Now, we do still have to worry about that damaging wind risk across the state, especially across our folks in southern Arkansas. This is where our concern comes in, where, again, severe weather is more than just tornadoes. We do have to run that risk of damaging winds and large hail as well. We could see winds in excess of 70, 80 miles per hour tomorrow, especially if a line of storms moves across the state. This is where our greatest concern actually does exist, is that if we get a line of storms moving across the state, bringing the wind energy from aloft down to the surface, we could be dealing with a very strong damaging wind risk, especially across our level 2 and level 3 areas across southern Arkansas. For our folks, again, in the level 1 risk, that does include places like Queen and Mount Ida, Little Rock, Conway, Jonesboro, Blytheville. I don't think you'll see near as much of a wind threat here, but isolated instances of 60 to 65 mile per hour winds are certain, or at least possible across this part of the state. But again, with the rainfall coming in as well, the death threat will be less, and your storm should be more elevated across this part of the state, meaning you won't have the near the severity that you go across parts of southern, and especially across parts of southeast Arkansas, where our storm system will take longer to get to, meaning much more storm fuel available across this part of the state. Now, obviously, we are talking about hail risk as well. Hail risk is not as significant as, say, your damaging wind, especially in your tornado threat, but we do have cold air aloft coming in. We have cold air coming in behind the system, so we will be dealing with that large hail threat, especially across parts of southern Arkansas and even parts across central, southwest, and into northeast Arkansas. For our folks in the Ozark Mountains and the River Valley, none of this is going to really affect you tomorrow. So that's a good thing. We'll be seeing mostly rain and scattered showers up there. Rain could be heavy at times, but not dealing with a severe threat compared to our folks in central, southwest, northeast, and of course southern Arkansas throughout the day on your Saturday. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about those cold temperatures coming in as we head just beyond this event. Let's just take a look here, at the future run. Of course, this is as of noon to a day. We have been seeing a significant tornado event ongoing in Mississippi and Alabama. I want to keep this in mind. This has been in a marginal, low-end risk across Mississippi and Alabama today. So that being said, again, that's why we say don't worry about the risk areas, because every risk has that potential to produce severe weather. Today's been a marginal risk. Tomorrow we're talking slight to enhanced plus, level 2, level 3 risk. It's been a level 1 risk in Mississippi and Alabama throughout the day today. So, as you can see, we're talking about, throughout the day, a lot of sunshine throughout the day. And then as we head into the overnight hours, this evening, clouds and showers and drizzle begin to start coming back. I would fully expect to see another night of fog across the state, at least across parts of southern Arkansas, ahead of our storm system. As you can see, as we head into 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, rainfall, showers and storms beginning to form across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. It's this area across the southern part of Louisiana that we're going to have to watch. Does this actually develop? If this does develop this early in the morning, this will inhibit now warm front moving north fast. The faster the warm front moves north, the more severe risk there will be. The slower it moves, the less of a severe risk there will be across the state, limiting that risk to southern Arkansas and not necessarily getting to places like I-30 and I-40 tomorrow. But as we head into the 7 a.m. time frame, 8 a.m. time frame, I fully expect to see at least severe thunderstorm watches early in the morning. Tomorrow would not be shocked to see a early morning tornado watch in southwest Arkansas, especially in northeast Texas and northwestern Louisiana. Yes, as early as 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. This is going to be an early day event, especially for our folks in Texas and Louisiana tomorrow. But as you can see, not much happening. Southeast Arkansas, western Mississippi, this is where that severe threat does go up. 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 o'clock in the morning, we could be talking about multiple rounds of severe weather already starting to form, especially across southeast Arkansas, and then, of course, back across southwest Arkansas as well. Now you're getting into noon and 1 o'clock. Now, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you can see ongoing threat of severe weather here. Now, typically, when we see this, we say Arkansas is done. This is one of those type of events where you may have several different rounds of severe weather. You get a round of rainfall, you get a break, instability has a little bit of time to recover, and then we have that afternoon round of storms coming through the state. But again, as you can see, a lot of rainfall across much of northern Arkansas here, across much of western Arkansas. Your initial wave moves through. The question is, does this initial wave counteract the instability for the afternoon and the evening rounds? Now, we head into 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and you can see we have this initial round over in Mississippi. You have cells forming again here in southeast Arkansas, northeastern Louisiana, and then, of course, you have a line of storms coming through across the western parts of the state, coming into southern Arkansas. You notice not much is happening here once you get north of Malvern, Texarkana, Little Rock, and West Memphis. This is why I'm saying everything depends highly upon the warm front tomorrow as to who sees what. I fully expect to see this potential stay in southern Arkansas tomorrow. This is a very typical wintertime setup where your warm front doesn't quite make it all the way north, but again, we can't let our guards down in central, southwest, and northeast Arkansas either, because there is still that level 1 risk across this part of the state. Now, as we head into 5 p.m., 6 p.m. time frame, and you can see a line of storms moving across the southeastern part of the state. Our low pressure over here in southwest Arkansas beginning to pull northeast. So by 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, I fully expect we will be wrapping up this event. Now, if this slows down a little bit more, we could be talking about a longer duration. Hence why we have that time frame from 11 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. tomorrow night for any residual storms that do form. As we head into the overnight hours, you can see 8 p.m., 9 p.m. tomorrow, we're dealing with leftover rainfall. A tornado outbreak is most likely ongoing. A nocturnal outbreak across much of Mississippi and Louisiana. But our threat is ending here in the state by 9 to 10 p.m. tomorrow night, with, again, rainfall pushing through the state. Again, if there was a lot of cold air in place, we could be talking about a little bit of snowfall on the backside of this. But again, temperatures have been too warm, continue to be too warm for that possibility, at least here in the near term, going into the day tomorrow. So once again, I'm going to back this up a little bit just so you get a general idea of our time frame that we're talking about. Again, this could easily change. It is 4:42 on December the 27th. We are talking about 24 hours from now. So a lot can and will change between now and then. This has been an ongoing thing for much of the state as we continue to watch this potential severe threat evolve. But this is why your greatest severe risk does continue to evolve across much of southern Arkansas throughout the day on your Saturday. And this is why we expect southern Arkansas to take the brunt of this, is your warm front not making it quite north. Now guidance has been honing in on this potential of rainfall developing ahead of the warm front, which will keep your potential in southern Arkansas. I do expect to see at least southern Arkansas have at least a tornado watch for much of us as we head into the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow. It could be a situation where you have a severe thunderstorm watch just north of that watch, but again, that being said, I do expect a few more warnings than what we saw on Thursday. We didn't see any on Thursday, but I do expect to see a few more as we head into your afternoon, evening on Saturday. And like I said, this will clear out across the state as we head into the evening hours on Saturday night. Now, that being said, I did mention cold air. Good, just going to touch on that briefly. The threat for cold air does exist. We have talked about it time and time again. But you know what also comes behind that cold air? So again, it's still relatively soon, early in this event. But CPC has highlighted parts of the region north of Arkansas for a heavy snow threat. Now again, this is still, we are talking 7 to 10 days out. So this is still looking towards beyond the new year. We're going to hit on this more as we get through our severe threat tomorrow. So as we turn the page into Sunday and Monday, this one we will start honing in on the cold air and any wintertime potential threats, ice, sleet, snow, whatever that may be. Again, it's still relatively early. This can and will change. But just to give you winter folks some kind of hope, we are watching for this potential as well as we head into the new year. But first and foremost, we're going to be focusing on those threats as we head into the day on Saturday. We will be here all day long as conditions warrant. Of course, be around the clock coverage on our Roku channel, on Fire Stick, and of course we will be here all day long as conditions warrant, right here on your source for all things Arkansas weather.